Hello and welcome to Rule of Thirds, a conversation about art, design and culture with your hosts
Burns,
Mike
and Jude.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod. Don't be shy to say hi.
A question about the arts and the craft. If you didn't know, then it's good that you asked. You tune into the culture. This the rule of thirds. If you want to, you could tune at work, yeah. And tell me, does that frame fit good? Does it feel right? You want to steal a photo for your website, but you want a logo we can design, right? Yeah.
Legacy is cheating death. Okay, cool. Is your legacy for your self-glorification or to benefit your future generations? We discuss this and more in today's episode of The Rule of Thirds. Enjoy. Try again. Okay, we're back. You're in. Sweet. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has.
Obviously, we take our 2-week breaks. I feel like rest is really important
It is.
as creatives.
It kind of flew by though.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, you want to...
No, I can't lie. I thought it was long. I thought it was quite long.
That sounded like you wanted more
You
time.
can't lie. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any of y'all.
Nah, it's just because sometimes you don't realize how much work goes into it
Oh, long
till
work.
you step back and like,
Right.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
that was a run because
Yeah.
10 straight weeks really and
You
truly.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With no break. So
Yep.
yeah,
Now, podcasting's not easy though.
yeah.
I
Whoever
enjoy
said
it though.
was a lie.
Huh?
Whoever said it was easy, it was
No,
lying.
no, no,
They
no.
lied to us.
It's not easy.
That's in the scam.
It's fun though. Like I feel like when you're in the studio, it's cool. But
Yeah.
like the actual mental prep and everything is.
Yeah.
But I guess that's for everything that you do, right? Creatively, like until you step back out, like when you go on holiday, you're like, rah, I'm actually doing nothing. But then, do you go on holiday and do nothing?
I was gonna say, do you go on holiday and do nothing?
Like when I say nothing, I mean don't touch any like of
Yeah,
your
like,
work.
Yeah.
I
Do you guys still do stuff?
yeah.
It depends. It depends on what's on my schedule.
Okay.
But I don't
fair.
do it. I don't do it for like someone. It's like
You
I'm
do
still
for
walking
yourself.
around with my phone, taking pictures,
Right.
trying to like go into like see like random things like I don't know restaurant menus and those kind of random things.
But that's more for your
I'd say
pleasure, though,
more
innit?
just
That's
for
not
yourself
work.
Then, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's not. I wouldn't say that's like what.
My brain's still like
Mm,
in work mode though.
yeah.
It's not like, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna do absolutely nothing and just take in
Okay,
the sights
okay.
and like I wish.
I guess that's. I'd probably say that's like a learned, like it's a learned behavior kind of thing, and like just
Yeah.
naturally doing what you would normally do because.
Now I'm thinking about it. Is that a bad thing?
I don't think so.
No, that's just how
It's
you're
like
wired.
part of who you are.
Mhm.
Bro, sounds traumatic.
No, legit. Like I enjoy looking at nice stuff. So
Yeah.
it's what it is.
Yeah, I need a holiday though, proper holiday.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going Greece
Hey.
in September.
Is it
Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
good time as well?
fam.
Mhm.
But it's like I ain't been on holiday for so long.
When was the last time you went?
I came back beginning of 2020 from Ghana.
Okay. Right.
All right, okay. Pandemic times.
Pandemic,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
literally
yeah,
before the
yeah.
pandemic. So
Mad.
I've not tasted like overseas. Like, like it's nuts. It's crazy. That I've been in the UK. This like
I
and
mean,
right
this is
now,
your
so
home, innit?
It's
So-
quite sunny, but you know sometimes you just need a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Like, and also I've not really been outside of London as much.
Okay.
Mm.
Only recently I've started to go about like Leicester and
Mm.
other places, but like, yeah. But I need it, man.
What, you're tired of like just the same thing or
I'm not tired, but I feel like I just need to see the world because
Right.
you know sometimes you can forget there's bigger countries in the world.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like, how would it be to live in Cuba for like a year?
Yeah.
What would that look like?
Yeah.
And for all of us, is a unique experience. For somebody living in Cuba right
don't-
now, it's
Don't
different.
say that, man. You're gonna get me like mad romantic, like oh
Yeah.
yeah.
No. I,
I'll be
No,
in
but
Cuba with a cigar, driving my old school whip. You know what I'm saying?
No, but
The beach.
imagine
hey, papi.
I'm done.
oh my
All that
god.
vibe.
I say papi, you know. No, but imagine we just lived in, I don't know,
Egypt.
Egypt for 1 year.
Mm.
What would our lives look like?
Bro. No, I think about this a lot. Like.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Man said, oh, I think about it.
no, just like the idea of moving away from home and living somewhere else for
Yeah.
like period of time because all we know is this. And I think about like our parents. Like I think about my mum a lot. Like okay, she took the leap to go to another country
Yeah.
that she had really no business really going to like that.
Yeah.
In order to build a life, because she was like, oh, opportunities. But in this day and age, we have the luxury of we could probably, because we have certain skills, so we can work from anywhere, or we can be employed hopefully by a certain place if they, if they're hiring and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we have like certain skills that we could utilize in other places and stuff, and to move around is a lot easier than it was like back then.
100%.
And I always ask myself, like, why not? Like, what's really stopping me from moving somewhere? But then, I love London, but at the same time, we're like, this country will keep you in a chokehold, and this government will keep you in a chokehold too.
But what governments won't?
Bro.
That's yeah.
That's like for me. I can look at Ghana, but then Ghana's government.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Like, is
You think this is bad?
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for me, I go Ghana. I'm like, bro, if I was like president, my priority would be get proper roads.
It's not that easy though.
No, but like, look, if you're in charge, and you make a mandate that by the end of my term, every road has to be at least let's start with a crowd.
Hey, don't believe me. I'm a true liar. It's your fault for believing that
You know what
everything they said
is
was
this
true.
like economically, if I put in roads,
Yeah.
we're gonna make more money because people can commute.
No, you're
Like, for me,
absolutely,
it's like
absolutely
if you
right.
want to like naturally, like you go to Ghana, and probably because they're in the nice areas, that's why they don't really care.
That
Do you know what I mean? I
that
don't know.
plays a part because I remember when I was growing up here, the road in front of my house. I used to live in Dansuman, and the road in front of my house, every single like 6 months or something, the assembly woman at the time would be like, "We're gonna get this road done. They've given us a budget. We're gonna get it done."
Wow.
Then you see like they'll bring the trucks and the tractors. They'll come
Hey, there's
like
even some views.
they'll put like piles of sand. Like everyone's like, "Hey, finally,
Finally, it's coming.
this is the year."
Mad.
And then rain season starts.
Oh,
Sika shit.
And then you start to see the potholes.
Mad.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you know what, next year.
Oh.
And it kind of goes and goes and goes, but it happens.
That's
It,
mad.
like I remember right before I came to this country, I remember they did the road. I was so mad because I was like, how can right before I'm about to leave, now you're doing the road,
roads, yeah.
But like it happens. It just takes a while. I just feel like sometimes when it comes to those things, it's too many different agendas are running at the same time.
Yeah.
It's similar to like design. It's micromanaging
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah,
When you're trying to get one idea done, but then everybody's also saying, yeah, but we need to get this done, and it comes like a list of priorities, isn't it? Like, so you can say, oh, I want to get roads done, but the first thing like maybe you wanted to do was, I don't know, make sure that we have good relationships with people that we owe money to. Maybe like if we owe China like 20 billion, we need to sort that out before we can start talking about roads, because if not, it's a myth.
True.
True.
So where would you say is the best place for you to thrive as a creative? Like if you could move to anywhere else other than where you're living now, where would you go?
I don't think that even is.
You don't think that exists?
I don't think so.
Really? Expand.
Because the thing is, it's like it depends on what kind of work you're doing. Right now, the work I'm doing, I have to be where I am.
Right.
So if I go somewhere else, that work will be completely different. The work I'm doing now, I know if I was in like a quote unquote carefree country, I wouldn't be doing that work, and I might not even be doing design.
Okay.
Like I might be doing something completely different. Like I know for a fact, if I stayed in Ghana, or if I went back to Ghana right now, I'd be a farmer.
Oh, okay.
Like,
okay.
So you wouldn't design again?
I wouldn't design again. Like I'd just be a farmer.
Oh.
Wow.
But you see what I'm saying?
It's very on brand though.
Yeah.
What? Because I'm Thanos.
No, but I feel like you like being like
Hands-on.
hands-on
Yeah.
and stuff. So
So that's what I'm saying. Like I just feel like that idea of like having the perfect place to work. I feel like the perfect place to work is where you are right now.
I feel like I'd be a businessman if I was in Ghana.
See what I'm saying? I can see it as well. Oh yeah, this guy would just be scamming the whole country.
That's just,
Yeah, with his
On his- with his
conservative
suit and
ass.
tie.
Yeah.
That's
was
like
like,
conservative. Nah, it's agenda, yeah. Nah, I'll be doing businesses.
I'm
fam.
trying to hear
Whoa.
what Michael. Where would you go?
Yeah.
because I feel like you would say, "Oh, I want to go here right now."
Yeah.
America. innit?
no, in the part me and this
New
bondage
York.
to New York.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
But like before I would have said that, but I think now I don't know. It wouldn't be the UK or
yeah.
actually let me be specific. It wouldn't be London.
Right.
It might be somewhere else in the UK. I kind of feel like I'm more open to going to places that aren't cities because like before I was very big on that. I just like being in like a busy area because
Yeah.
I've gone to school and uni in cities or like towns or villages that were like hella quiet and had nothing really going on. But I kind of feel like in this chapter of life now, I'd love to like be in a place where I'm a bit isolated, that I can just kind of like focus on exploring like work and like trying out new things. So I feel like that would be like my version of, like, I think about it a lot. If not for like having to work and all that kind of stuff, I'd probably live in one random, like, actually no, large, nice, you know, house far, far away somewhere.
You're gonna say little house, what you?
I was like, no,
Little
please.
house.
I want to live large.
Yeah.
Where I'm
Mansion, just you alone with like dark images or paintings of yourself.
I'm not gonna. I'm so done.
Like some vampire.
No. But like, you're annoying. But like, yeah, just just a huge studio like space where there's like, okay, if I wanted to like draw, I could do that. If I wanted to like sew and like make some garments, I'll do that. If I wanted to paint, I'll do that. Just like a massive space to like do all of that stuff.
Is that because of affordability as well?
Yeah. So
I mean, he has a mansion. He can afford everything.
yeah, and
right?
plus there's space.
That
Like,
mansion will be like what, 250?
Easy.
Yeah.
Chicken change, man.
Yeah.
That's Nando's.
In the UK though, in London it'll be like what?
no, in
2
London
mil,
it'll be a myth.
3 mil.
It'll be a myth.
Yeah.
It'll be a myth. I might as well just like get a shed.
No, legit. That's not even. It's actually a fact.
You know, like I realized a lot of like artists recently are like renting out like spaces, like random spaces, like garages and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
they just like transform it into like a workspace.
yeah. I
Which
think
makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. I think, especially when you think about like size of like houses and all that kind of stuff, like people need that room. So I guess by any means necessary, if it means using a garage, using whatever, or building one yourself in your backyard, then you're probably going to.
There's been a lot of garden offices,
Yeah.
especially during the pandemic. People just need that space, man.
Yeah.
And also you don't want to. It's weird. 'Cause I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel like when I'm creating something, I like to be in a space that is just like totally separate to my home. If that makes sense. Even if it's in your home, it's almost like you created an environment
like a little,
that
your
feels,
sacred corner.
feels like something else is not. Do you know what I mean? Like when you get out of your seat, you're back into your house.
Yes.
Almost.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that more like with my desk. And
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Let's create that environment.
Cool. Sleeping area, do your work there kind of thing.
Because once you start like designing it in your bed, I used to do that, yeah.
I still do.
Because me, I need to detach. Once I hit my bed, I'm watching Netflix or something.
I'm
I'm
definitely
do you know what
falling
I mean?
asleep or doing something else.
I've got into the rhythm of just kind of like, okay, it's time to get something done.
Right.
Then my brain just switches into that space. And
Okay.
I have to get it done. I have no excuse.
That's good though. Good discipline.
I mean, okay. I wouldn't say the discipline comes from a place of willingness though.
Right.
It's not all because I want to be the greatest artist in the world. Nah, it's none of that.
Right.
It's just kind of like out of half of the time it's out of disappointment for self. I'm just kind of like mad disappointed in myself. Like, come on, man, you're slacking. Get up and do it.
Right.
And I just get up and do it.
Okay.
You know, but I don't think it's kind of like, ooh, yeah, look at me, so disciplined. I want to get the stuff done. Nah. Yeah. I wish it was though. Wouldn't that be nice? But I do have a question because this week I was thinking back to a few, like probably like 20 episodes back. We were speaking about legacy.
Oh yeah.
And I think it must have been yesterday or the day before. As I was designing, I was listening to I can't remember his name. I think it's Alex Hormazzi. Don't quote me on that, but his name is something like that. And he was talking about how legacy is the desire to cheat death.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, I hear that.
And that, look, I can't lie, it rubbed me the wrong way for a second. Just because it's like, well, first of all, I've never thought about it like that. Because it's like, anytime you think about legacy, it's like, oh, I'm trying to make it easier for the next generation.
But this one's a bit more self.
You reckon?
Most of the time,
legacy is usually about
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like people maybe position it that way, but it's really more about themselves.
no, but now I'm
Really?
saying like I
That's how
never
I feel.
realized. So then I was like, hold on a minute, that is true. Because I can't lie, when I think about legacy, I'm thinking about me being passed on and them remembering me, but not necessarily think about, oh, my kids are gonna be okay.
I don't like the idea of that. The fact that what? So you mean that also my rest of my kids just on nothing then?
No, okay,
Do you get what I mean?
okay. What will your legacy be?
Legacy is leaving the platform for my use.
No, but like, what is your legacy? Like, what does that look like? Like, I know obviously it's a platform, yeah, but what
It's
does that look like?
Making things easier.
Like, but what does that look like?
It could be financial. It could be,
Yeah.
so for example, like maybe I've left a certain sum of money
Yeah.
or land or maybe business.
So like a will.
Yeah, basically. That's what I see as legacy.
So you
And also
feel like it's completely
values
detached
values
from-
as well.
Yeah.
So for example, I know there's family that you're always watching the films where there's like, oh, we are this family or we are that family, and it's like we go by these sets of values and
Yeah.
we become great because of these values.
But that's from you.
It's from me, but it can get passed down and I'll be happy if my name gets detached from it. I don't care.
You actually.
You are man though. Like, in the next
'Cause
500
obviously-
years,
okay.
who the hell's gonna know about me?
So imagine, yeah, for example, your son or your daughter,
Yeah.
they decide, okay, cool. Now that you've given us millions of pounds,
Mm-hmm.
man's gonna do something else. Go left. I don't even want your name anymore. Take your name. Drop
That's
name,
your
blah, blah.
choice.
You're completely like, in all honesty, you're cool with that. I'm not cool with
No,
that.
I'm not cool with
I
that,
can't,
but I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing about it.
But now I'm saying, like, because I feel like everyone who leaves a legacy is thinking about how the legacy should be used, or how,
Yeah,
like,
it
you know
may
how right
not
now
go-
you're saying
yeah.
about
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these like values and stuff, but like that's what we imagine it should be like. Okay, this is who I am.
Yeah.
The family should follow the principles. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah,
Yeah. And then we
yeah.
all have like our little six signet rings. And, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
this is the family,
Yeah.
the business.
Yeah.
But then
Somebody just collapses.
one of them decides to be like, I don't know, like, yeah, one of them decides to be a designer, and then suddenly
Yeah.
everything just goes left.
Yeah,
You know?
that's really.
It's a good point.
I'm saying like I was so like perplexed because I heard it. He was talking about how his father or his family. Okay, the example that he gave was something about his great granddad or something was like a ruler, had like almost like 300 kids, 40 wives, blah blah.
300 kids.
Yeah, and then from that, yeah, like
That's crazy.
generations to
Legacy,
come now,
legacy.
no one remembers him as the ruler,
Mad.
blah blah. His legacy was squandered.
That is
like
life.
to the point where now every family's like, obviously, like his dad created his quote unquote own legacy, but his dad's own legacy of him, I think, being a doctor, then passed on to him because he wanted to be an entrepreneur, and then he rejected his dad's legacy, which made his dad quite irate, and they had a very bad relationship for a long
But
time.
I think
But
if
that's-
you, go on.
I was gonna say that's part of the problem though,
Yeah.
because it's not really about the future. It's more about yourself, because this is like something that I'm always like thinking about. I think for if I ever have kids,
Yeah.
because now I'm just like, at this rate I don't know, because just
Mm.
the way life is right now, boy, and to like raise kids, and that's a commitment in itself, boy.
Yeah.
Because I've had to like sit and think like, okay, my kids may choose like something completely different, and I'm gonna have to sit with that and be okay.
Yeah.
Will I be willing to be okay with that? And sometimes I'm like, I don't know, because I know the like changes that I've made from like my mum's expectations, and
Yeah.
I'm imagining like, damn,
That's gonna be you.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
So if I have given myself this freedom, I need to expect the same level, if not more,
Yeah.
for my like kids to kind of have, in a sense. So obviously with legacy, you want the best for like, you know, the next generation, want to pass stuff down. But then I feel like there's a thin line between wanting what's best for them, but it almost coming from your own place of what you think is best.
And the
So-
thing is, we'll never know what's best because in context, like there's one example I saw the other day. It's a well-known sort of like parable that people use, but they say like, there was this I think a daughter asked her mum, "Mummy, like why do you make the meat like this?" Basically, they bought like a massive like meat or something like that, and they basically chopped it down.
Wait, what kind of meat? My imagine that they bought a meat.
Let's say,
Antelope, cow, sheep.
let's say cow.
Okay, cow.
Let's say some beef. So they got the massive beef
Yeah.
and they cut it into a small piece and put it inside a pot. Yeah.
Mm.
I think that, this is Joshua. Was it Komale? I think that's how you say the last name.
Okay.
Right, okay.
But that's Lois's
I was
brother.
gonna say I recognize that surname for someone. but I
Yeah,
just
that's
don't know
Lois's brother.
Okay.
And he basically used the example in it, and then he was like, he just said meat. That's why I used the example. But
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Or let's say beef.
Let's say beef.
So then they put inside the pot. Yeah, but the pot is like, right, you can put in more. So she's like, why'd you do that? It's like, I don't know. Ask grandma. Goes ask grandma. It's like, I don't know. Ask great grandma.
Ah, yeah.
And great grandma's like, oh, in my time, like the pots were so small, and like you couldn't afford to basically
You
like,
couldn't put everything in there.
Yeah, so that's why. So they've been basically putting in small meat into the or small.
They had no clue why.
Yeah, why? They just thought, oh, that's what you have to do.
This is very funny because like my mum and I probably like for the past couple of years, we've been having a lot of like discussions about why certain things like have happened. Like, oh, like I've asked my mum a lot, like, oh, so why did you, asking about her style of parenting, for example.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm trying to like really choose my words properly here.
Please, we love you, Mom.
No, I love you too, Mum. Why she chose certain parenting styles,
Right?
and where that came from.
Hey, sorry, it's just Komolofe. So
Komalofe.
Komolofe, yeah.
Burns that in these.
Please, no. I'm not butchering someone. No one's name, please.
You're a black man.
Give me cancer.
Yeah, I like spoke to my mum about it, and I asked her like, okay, why do you think that certain things were okay to do? And she was like, oh, because that's what we know, that's our culture.
That's what happened
And
to me.
I was like, but does that mean that it's right to do? And it was like there was a thing of like her just insisting like, well, that's our culture, that's just what we do. And I was trying to tell her that I think in our generation we're a lot more mindful of the practices that we may pass down to our families and our kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we've seen the effects of certain things.
Yeah.
During our own childhood. And I was trying to say like we are probably a lot more reflective and we like to really think about things before we maybe try and do them. And he's like, yeah, but that culturally that's just what we did, it's just what we know. And it got to a point where I could really see in her mind like she was thinking, why do we do what we do? But it was almost like there was this sense of loyalty that because this is my culture, who am I to even question this thing? But then again, these things just come from a collective thought that people say is a right thing to do, and it just gets passed down that way.
That's why it's tough to be like, oh, I want my son to be this, because maybe at this time we're saying, oh, wouldn't mind our child being the
It will hurt my heart. I can't lie to you, bro. It will hurt my heart if my kids are not creative.
Okay.
I'm the same.
Yeah, so if
you know the road I've paid for you,
okay,
broken barriers.
So, but then for them in their time, it might we've probably gone past the metaverse now.
Yeah.
Let's say we've gone into we've gone into something crazy, like engineering. Like now this is like a crazy type of engineering where
like mecha design and
like crazy stuff. Yeah. We're looking at them like, why? Why?
There's Photoshop at home.
Yeah, why? But then our parents were thinking the same. Like,
right.
So when we at our age, when we came here, the best jobs were a banker, an accountant, a doctor.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to us, it's like, yeah, that's what the jobs you should do. And then we're saying, oh no, the best jobs right now, currently, is UX, UI design, tech.
Yeah.
Like all that kind of stuff. And then in the future, the tech man are gonna be like, oh no, it's actually this. It's always gonna change. As long as this world evolves, it's always gonna change.
But I guess it's important for us to keep up with that.
Yeah.
So that we can help facilitate like where things will go. Because that's part of the issue maybe for the previous generations. It was all about what they knew at that current moment or what they had been like taught. So because that's all they knew, it was like, okay, the best jobs are banker, lawyer, whatever. But there are actually loads of other jobs, but they just didn't know about it at the time.
Yeah.
You know, with that, because like I think I look at maybe this is why, because I romanticize a lot of like family businesses, especially like these Italian family businesses, like the Versace's and
that house is mad.
The French, like all these houses, these like literally maison, all these maisons. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maison. When you hear maison, it's making you excited, you know. So when I look at these houses and I realize that you can still be able to practice whatever you want to do in the confines of an idea, or quote unquote a legacy.
Right.
That's why that irks me so much, because there is a level of selfishness that has to be attached to.
I agree.
Do you know what I'm saying? To be able to say this is Maison and Ponson. Do you get what I'm saying? Like to be able to say like this is the house of blah blah blah, and say all my kids are going to keep this legacy going. by hook
does
or
that make
crook.
you a narcissist?
I hate the.
I don't-
I'm not gonna lie. I hate the idea of that so.
I
much.
wouldn't go as far as narcissism.
Because it is.
There's a level of something because
Because why is your way the right way?
yeah,
to do it?
why are you like
So,
impressing this
because
vision?
Me,
onto
when I was saying
everybody?
values previously,
You
I'm
know
not-
what you meant?
No, but I want to talk about my own values. These
Oh.
are values that I've. So it could be Christian values, or it could be maybe.
But that you believe in though.
yeah, but I've
so-
not made them up.
No.
What I'm saying is that there's people
but
that actually
you
making their
believe
own.
in
No,
them.
but they say, me, I'm doing this, so the way I've done it, you have to do it like that as well. Basically.
Because it worked.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that.
No. Okay. Like for example, let's
go
say
on.
I go outside. I
Yeah.
plant a seed of corn, and
Yeah.
corn grows out.
Yeah.
And the corn, I can see that it clearly grows out. So I
Yeah.
keep doing it.
Yeah.
My kids come, and I'm like, "This is how you do it, because it works."
Mm.
And then they
Yeah,
come
yeah.
and they plant it in, and like, actually, Dad, I've realized that if you put 3 or 4 at the same time, it will grow faster.
Okay.
Okay, great, keep doing it. As long as at least one goes in there,
Yeah.
I'm fine. Because that's the legacy that I know. Then they carry on and say, okay, cool. As long as 4 goes in there,
Yeah.
I'm fine. That's what I mean by like passing that legacy on.
Right.
I'm not saying necessarily like, oh, like I don't know. we don't eat meat because I don't want to eat meat. Therefore, no one should
Yeah,
eat meat.
that's
Nah,
what
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Nah, but I'm saying like the fact that the practicality of like practices. So saying like, okay, if we do this, this works and that works.
Right.
Because like, if I'm imagine you've made like I don't know billions of like, okay, let's not even put money on it because I feel like maybe money might make it a bit hazy. So let's say that you are very highly respected in your field. Everybody respects Burns.
Mm.
Everybody respects Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because of the way that there's this furniture designer who I was watching an article, a video like essay thing about how he designs and they passed it on to like his son and so on and so forth, and he still designs even for like but this very very small collection and they have a particular way of making the furniture. Even the
Is
House of
it-
Loewe, they do that as well.
Is it
I can't remember the name of
a recent designer, right?
Yeah, well, it's not too recent.
But he
But I know Frank Ocean
Steve
even
Lacy.
posted. And Steve Lacy,
for
yes.
an album
The
cover
album
with the
cover.
orange
Exactly.
thingy. Yeah,
Him.
I watched the same video, but I haven't finished it yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Him. So it's like it's a family like let's say family recipe. But they've kept it in the family.
Like a KFC thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And they've carried it on. That's what I see legacy as. But it has to come from a place of but this is what I'm saying.
It's tight though because now like
Because
I love stuff like that as well.
yeah,
Ah,
but my
God.
confliction is
Stress.
because when we're talking about as designers, like like right before we start recording, we're talking about nepotism and how like someone can put you on.
Yeah.
Like you have the ability to put your kids on, your family on directly, but that requires you to have a level of I'm the one with the vision. I'm gonna make this work. That level of quote unquote narcissism. I don't know if it's narcissism, but that level.
You know what? It's so tight because you think of like nepotism babies, right? In
Yeah.
Hollywood, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
And how the same, I guess you can see the same like passion and hunger their parents have for acting, the kids have too. And
Yeah.
those people are on the fence with like John David Washington, for example. Some people think he's not a great actor, but I really like
He's
him
a
as an
really-
actor.
He's a
Yeah,
really
I
good
like-
actor.
yeah,
I don't know where they got that from.
Y'all are haters.
I mean, if you're gonna compare him to his dad, it's a bit.
Yeah, no,
You can't compare.
But
they're
then
two
also,
different.
I think Denzel has just been one in way too many like movies, and like the roles and the times he was in those.
Very
like,
iconic.
everything is like
nostalgia.
Yeah, it
plays a massive
but
part. as
also
well,
like
yeah.
significant roles for a black man
Yep,
like
Malcolm
him and the characters
X,
that he was playing.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
But for example, you can see like the same like he carries the same like hunger and like
He
desire
cares.
and passion
Yeah, he
for the
cares.
art. And I think I realized I was watching Stranger Things and
Did you finish it?
yeah, finish it. Crazy.
You finish it. Don't. I'm about to watch.
Bro?
Well,
Bro,
Basically,
I found it boring as hell.
oh, you're annoying.
I can't lie. So I watched. Obviously, I watched episode
Yeah,
8 and
episode
9.
8, yeah.
So I watched 8 and I was like, okay, cool. And obviously that's when they walked into the thing and then it obviously ends.
Bro,
But I'm not.
I'm not gonna lie. That episode,
People were crying, by the way.
yeah, it was heavy.
Oh,
Cause I you know
Okay,
what? I just kept I just kept remembering like
It ain't it.
y'all are kids.
Really?
Y'all are
oh
kids.
yeah.
But yeah, really, really, really great. And anyway,
Yeah.
boo to Jude. But yeah, the actress that plays Robin.
Robin. Who's
Robin is the Steve's friend, Steve's bestie. You know how Steve, the girl that
Yes.
fancies the other girl in band.
Oh
The one who's really clumsy.
yeah.
The lesbian.
So
Yeah,
her
yeah,
mum,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
her mum is Uma Thurman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
what?
please educate me.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Educate me.
Oh, Christ,
my
above.
God.
I can't lie, I'm really out of it.
I don't even know what
When it
else
comes
to
to
say
I'm the
after
worst
Kill
guy when it
Bill.
comes to films.
No, let me
Oh,
show you. Let me show you a
wow.
picture.
Wait,
Her
what?
mom's Uma Thurman and her
I
dad.
would have never expected
When
it.
someone told me who her dad was, I said, "This is crazy." Wait, hold on. Uma Thurman, husband.
What?
Nah,
that's
is
taking
Her
my
dad.
forward
Her dad
trip.
is Ethan Hawke.
What?
Yes.
No, actually, I can't lie. She does look a bit like Ethan.
Maybe
she has
haircut
like,
as well.
Yeah, she's got
Probably
that
helps
Ethan.
that
Yeah.
too.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah. So when that's I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Oh, you know,
And then-
The thing, I don't know names.
but you know the face.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So,
Nah,
Okay, I see it.
When my friend told me
Yeah.
this,
I see.
I think it was Betty. Shout out to Betty. When she told me this, I said, "What? Why wouldn't you get a gig like this?" But then
course.
also hearing her like speak about it, I was like, "Damn,
That is shocking.
okay, that's crazy.
That's very shocking.
really, really mad." But like all this to say, like, there's still instances where you see the other family members like carry on the legacy, even like Donatella Versace. Like,
Yeah,
obviously Versace. I later found out in life that it was her brother that actually started the brand, and then when he passed on, she still carried out like the vision and executed. I mean, she was like his muse.
Yeah.
To be fair, but like to see how she's carried it out and has allowed it to, live on long
So
past his
many,
death.
yeah.
Like I
decades
think
now.
that there's certain things and like values like we've been talking about that
Technically,
I'm sure they
same
all
with
had.
like modern day example Off-White technically, because I swear Virgil passed it on to his wife.
Did he?
Or-
He did, but we haven't seen the outcome.
We haven't seen
of
it
that
come
yet.
out. Yeah, reminds me of. I think. Sorry, let me word vomit. Let me start again. So a really good thing to like, I guess that we can use to track like legacy would be Louis Vuitton, because obviously they had their first show or second show since Virgil's like passing.
Yeah.
And obviously, was it all black models or was it like majority black models?
No,
I just know
it's
there were a lot of black
people. And also it was a very, what they say, urban.
Very like, and Kendrick was, had his performance, and I think it'll be really interesting to see how that
that's a topic
brand
of discussion where
carries out diversity, for example, moving forward, and what that will look like after Virgil, because obviously you know how like
It does make me feel a bit uneasy though, but
yeah,
then again,
it's a
early,
weird, it's a weird
I
one.
it feels it's weird because it's hurt me that he's not doing it.
and it also hurts me that
The brand might not necessarily
It's,
like.
it's just not the same.
because the brand needed, in my personal opinion, needed that Virgil stamp before Virgil passed, and he kind of basically rejuvenated
I agree.
Louis Vuitton.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Like everybody was just kind of bored of the monogram for time, and then he came in and he gave it.
rebooted it.
You know what I'm saying? New life, and then he passes, and now they're using him. And they're using his legacy.
The thing is like,
That's what robs me
I'm
weird.
sure there was probably some contracts.
No,
contractual
true, of
agreement
course,
to, like,
but
using his work and
It
stuff.
gives me posthumous album vibes.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because it's
100% it does.
Part of me is thinking like, at the end of the day, Louis Vuitton is Louis Vuitton. It's not Virgil Abloh.
Nah,
So it's
he just happened to be.
How long will that influence maybe like run its course?
Like, is it always going to be
yeah.
long live Virgil Abloh every
I
show?
think, unfortunately for us, I think it's gonna be that almost chip on our neck. Is that what they use?
Or
shoulder.
Shoulder.
Raw neck. Jesus Christ, Burns.
Oh my gosh.
Chip for your neck. Where are you from?
I'm so
Chip for
sorry.
your neck. No, that's
God,
wild.
that sounds deadly.
Yo, bro, you got a chip on your neck. It's like, oh, really? Oh, thanks. It's like, what?
Gosh.
But yeah, so chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, in the sense of like, I feel like now for our generation, we'll never see Louis Vuitton the same.
It's now the Louis Vuitton
Because now I
association
feel
with
like our
Virgil.
youths that will come because they've not seen Virgil.
Yeah, that's very.
Do you know what I mean? Like
That's a very
now
interesting
we
point.
always see Louis Vuitton as, oh, I wish Virgil was still here.
Right. But I think that'll be interesting because you know how like obviously brands, companies, products, whatever are always thinking about the next generation.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see how 15, like 20 years from now, how the generation at the time will, or the main generation at the time will kind of interact with that brand, because from their knowledge, it's almost like, you know, when you see certain Americans grew up only knowing a black president.
Yeah. Ooh, raw. Yeah.
So it's like, I wonder what that would do for the next generation to have seen that.
That is not,
And that's all they've known.
That being your starting
That's
point is
very
a
positive.
nuts. It's a nuts thing, you know. That's why representation is so important. So important. The thing is now for a lot of people, like being a black designer. The funny thing is, you know, copywriting. I promise you, I didn't know that was a career. Until, not recently, but until
I like Peggy's the person who put me on like seeing
But
that
it's a job, and she's
viable.
smashing it. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like these are careers that people would never know about.
At all.
but somehow it's there. Do you know what I mean?
There's money in writing, man. Money in words.
Bare.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, it's easy to kind of get carried away with there's money in this, there's money in that. Because there's money in everything.
Yeah, no, but
As long as you're good at it,
Like, people are out here making money off straws.
No,
true.
true. But the reason I say that is because if we were to tell, let's say, if I was to tell my mom, oh yeah, I know somebody who gets paid to write, she'd be like, what?
Yeah,
She wouldn't be that surprised, surely.
She would.
No, she
like,
wouldn't-
if I was to tell my mom, like, somebody gets paid to...
Well, she knows people write books and
Like,
stuff.
you know,
I know,
this
but
advert that you see-
exactly.
No,
You're
it-
thinking writing books. We're
Nah.
just talking about this copywriting
No,
for
as in,
advert.
you see an ad that has 2 words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Someone got
tell
paid
my
for
mom
that.
somebody got paid to write those 2 words. She'll be like, are you okay?
Healthy money as well.
Not like a part-time salary, as in
Yeah.
this, that's your full-time job.
It's right words.
Like that's that.
But I don't think it will only shock the older generation.
Yeah,
I
it
think
will shock it shocked me the
Yeah,
first time
that's
I
what I'm
found
saying.
out. Like,
But at the same time, we're like, oh, yeah, fair enough.
because even
I can't lie. That still, there's a lot of jobs now that still spin me.
Even
Like,
TikTok still spins me. The fact that
Yeah.
you can do silly faces and dance and make racks.
but like,
it's
blows
all
them.
I see it more as
I
advertising.
feel like that's
though.
what happens when you break it down. Like, if you say someone's making money off this, it sounds strange. So you break it down and be like, this is why they're making money off it.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's more about just understanding of why and how that person can make money. Because let's be real, if someone says, like, people talk every day, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that you're making money off the words that
Yeah.
you're speaking. But someone can go and stand on stage and speak those same words and make money.
True.
It has to kind of be contextualized. If not,
Yeah,
people will just be like,
you'll be like, what the hell?
Yeah,
So
what the hell?
it's true,
Yeah.
you know. Even
Like-
when you think about comedy it doesn't make no sense.
Yeah.
You make people laugh and you get paid.
you get paid.
It's
But
nuts.
like people can go online and literally make a fool of themselves and not get paid
and
for
not
it.
get paid for it.
Yeah.
So it's
Many
all,
people
yeah.
are doing that and not getting paid for it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think
it's more that.
Yeah.
oh, you read.
No, it's true.
But yeah, I just think that when it comes to that, is definitely perspective. Definitely perspective. But like again, going back to the whole house blah 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 thing, I just feel like it'd be cool to find a way to make that happen without it feeling so guilty.
Yeah, no, it's so mad because when we started this conversation, I was very much like, I'm happy for my future kids
To
like,
do
whatever, but I really had be lying to myself because I know like deep down, I would love for my kids to be creative or like to be interested in that space and to have the freedom to really explore like various mediums and stuff. Like creativity being like our family's through line. But again, it is hard because you're thinking. You don't want to impress certain things onto them for the sake of your vision rather than their own lives. It reminds me of like, sometimes I ask my mom like, oh, did you not notice certain things like growing up or like that kind of thing? I'm always thinking about that because I'm thinking when I have kids, obviously, you know how some guys would be like, oh yeah, the minute like my child is born, if I have a son, yeah, football straight
Project
away.
Mbappe.
Yeah. Exactly.
The thing is, I'll put the ball in front of him, but if he can't bang the ball,
I'm not putting any footballs in
I'll
front of my
put
son.
a football because I can't like it's a healthy wreck. But
but I'm saying like I feel like that's the difference between a career in like design or whatever and a career in let's say football and maybe basketball or athletics in general. One, those kind of careers tend to be there is an age limit.
yeah.
Like you have to get
And
in
so
early
is
and
there
leave.
an age limit? Is that a health limit? Because
And
if
yeah.
you're injured at 22,
That you're done out.
Kalas,
You get what I'm
gone.
saying? But
Yeah.
I feel like with design, and you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
there's a different skill set that is
Yeah.
required. It's not
So,
about physicality.
my
per se.
thing, I don't know if there's obviously there's a science to it, but I don't know what it is. But like, okay, let's say for example, a parent puts maths and like, all these numbers in front of a kid. Yeah, what makes them want to become creative? Like, is it external influences? Like, what is it what is it that ticks in their mind saying, no, I don't want this. I want to do this.
You answered that, Burns.
I don't know.
You're the finance
this your
guy.
life story.
Yeah.
I
wonder why.
I don't know though. I just had more joy in it. But it's like,
I guess that's
but
part
it's
of it
it's
then,
weird
isn't it?
because
It could be linked to your trauma.
Sometimes
I don't want to be like taking
No,
that.
no,
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 but
like,
it can be though. Maybe that was a.
You're trying to create your own world that you could escape from your real world.
That is a good
You know what I'm
point.
saying?
that was very triggering.
I'm sorry, I don't want to go there, but
Yeah.
low
No,
key.
but that's
Yo.
but it's like, shoot.
No, the amount when I
Wow,
deep it, the amount
that's
of times
crazy.
that I've literally just my mind, I'll just escape
Yeah,
somewhere.
like-
and,
I love escaping.
Most people who are creatives tend to be dreamers. Like they'll zone out. like in 5
Yeah.
seconds. You be talking to them, be like, yeah. Or you tell them something and they'll be like, oh yeah, and then you could have the
Yeah. There's
Like,
just,
because
yeah.
they're
Man just can't
they
see
have a
that,
very
yeah.
voyeuristic approach to life. They like to look through people's eyes because they feel like maybe their life isn't. Oh Jesus Christ, their life isn't
Bruh.
like too exciting, or there isn't much going on.
That's
blah
a
blah.
dream for other people.
So they like to see life. So like, I. That's what happens with a lot of people who even become actors, where they're like, okay, they become actors because they
feel like this person.
they want to
or-
play a
yeah,
different role.
yeah.
They don't, you know what I'm saying? They prefer to be someone else. Anybody but myself. Right, that's a Kendrick Lamar bar. Anyway, so yeah, I just feel like sometimes with the creatives in general, they tend to be the most disturbed souls. But the reason why is because they liked, well, for the most part, this is just me from the people that I know anyway. Most of them tend to be quite cynical or very brutally straightforward, but then they try to ease that off with their work.
Right.
Because they
That is very
you get what I'm
true.
saying? Because they try to find that balance. So it's either they're very like, oh yeah, you know, we're just here for a short time anyway. I'm gonna go. Or they're like, nah, this what it is. Or you get what I'm saying? And they use the design to cut through that and be
you're
like,
right.
okay, this is the way I can
I
express
think
myself.
creators
True.
are the most crazy people. I
No,
know.
definitely.
100%.
It's nuts.
It's always the two. It's either you're so far left to the point where you're very rigid, or you're so loose, like to the point where people find you very like overly erratic.
yeah, it was too much.
Do you get what I'm saying?
There's definitely a connection because I was going through this. There's this artist I follow, and I was going through his story, and he was talking about how. So he's a queer man, and he's talking about how his queerness kind of like influences his work.
Right.
And the reason it does is because by him being queer, he's like had to open up like I guess the barriers of being like heteronormative.
Right.
Is that the word?
I don't.
Basically, you know how like in society men are conditioned to be a certain way,
Yeah.
and most times it's because you're straight, you're conditioned to be like within these barriers of being a man. So when you are queer, you're probably more likely to break down those barriers because it's something different and you're not conforming to like this norm. So he was kind of, I think, trying to say that like because he's been able to explore through his identity, he was able to explore more things within himself.
Right.
That's kind of influenced his work to be a bit more open and maybe to like not have to stick to certain bounds, because he's always like talking about how he feels like work nowadays gets a bit boring because everybody's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And how like he used photography as an example. Like he feels like what is he saying? Like, oh, we're always like photographing like forms, especially in black photography. It's always the same kind of forms or like the same kind of imagery, and like where's the difference in all of it? And when he was kind of talking about his own work and how he was basically saying how he like tried to remove form or like play around with different things in order to like express self without necessarily like photographing like, I don't want to say the black body because I really hate that term, but like
The body of
yeah,
like, make it worse.
without the forms or figures of black people,
Black
trying to
people,
like, explore other things or be a bit more abstract, but still be it being linked to like being black in identity
So
and that kind of thing, rather than just standard kind of stuff. But he was basically saying because of like his own identities and
I was gonna say that sounds like it's leaking into his work.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like with the crazy thing, it's a similar thing of I feel like as creators, because you're probably more like that because you're more open to seeing the world in a certain way.
Would you say open or more so? Because the thing is, I don't think it's by choice. Like with the example that you just gave about this man, like it sounds like he's stating that, oh, the reason why my work is so I don't want to say my work is so cool, but the reason why my work is so much better is because of my identity as a queer man. But that doesn't make any sense because there are people who aren't queer that still have amazing work. That I'm pretty sure that he still feels like.
But I think
I
think that attitude of him feeling like how those barriers have been broken. I feel like probably
he can only attribute it to his queerness.
I wouldn't say only, but like that's definitely like a big.
Even the way you guys
that's what I'm
are,
trying to say.
even the way you guys are, you can see it in your work naturally.
True.
Like with me, for example, I don't like wearing too much stuff. I don't wear.
Whoa.
I don't. Nah,
buddy. Rewind.
Nah, but I'm talking like, when it comes to like jewelry and whatever, like I'm not like flashy. I'm more like what I wear is very minimal, or it's very like it may have designs on it, but it's not like pat. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like my work is naturally like that. Like
Yeah.
it's very so clean and very like. Do you know what I mean? That's how.
we have dirty work.
Mhm.
It's not like
No, not like that, but like it's just very
I get it, yeah.
ordered
Right.
in some way. Do you know what I mean? And that
Yeah.
does attach to my personality.
I mean, a psychotherapist will tell you that the reason why is because you feel like the disorder in your life. But hey,
Oh wow. Okay.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You're hitting a nerve.
Right,
No. I hear it. I just feel like maybe when it comes to like design work and stuff,
Yeah.
we we take it very we get caught up in the cool and like, oh, this is so cool and I like this and I don't like this, and we forget that there's a massive gray area
Yeah.
about emotion
Yeah.
and desire and passion and so much other things that are under design that we kind of just say, oh, this is cool and this is not cool, or this is good design, this is bad design, or this design follows structure, this doesn't. And like maybe that's why when it comes to even the legacy conversation, it makes it so much like so juvenile, make it so simple, like, oh yeah, it's this way, it's because it's my way, but like we don't understand that there is a set of, like you were saying, values and principles and ideas that have been informed or learned or worked upon. Like imagine you've worked upon a way of working for, I don't know, 20, 30 years, and your children come and there is like, you don't even pass it on, or at least inform them of how like you compress that 20 years. Because okay, a perfect example is musicians' children's. Like
Boy.
a lot of the children of musicians,
Boy.
they come and suddenly like, whoa, they're so talented. Like Alex Isley is a good example. Yeah, like you can see the lineage where she comes from, and it directly informs her music. It might not necessarily be that she's going to be singing smoother than a real light, but like she still understands, like, okay, this is how my voice can go, and this, my uncle did this and uncle did that and my dad
Her
did this.
tone, yeah.
You see what I'm
My
saying?
God.
But imagine
Yeah.
like the amount of steps and hurdles you'd have to jump through to in order to get to that point without
Without that,
being
it's
directly.
Very, it's very true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's almost
Informed.
like you're doing a. It's weird because it's almost like you're doing a disservice by not sharing that.
Yeah,
because
that's
But
evil.
the thing
It's
is,
like,
what you're showing though has to be universal and has to be like.
But it can't be.
It can.
It's
It can.
it's
Because think
can't be,
about
man.
this. There's still certain proverbs that still stand till today. Like it's not like.
But a lot of
it's-
people don't like. You can't apply it like. You know when your dad tells you something, yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't know, your dad or your mom or your uncle says maybe like he tells you a proverb or something,
Yeah.
and he always says it maybe in a particular situation or something.
Yeah.
It's never gonna hit the same because no one else understands that feeling of like, oh, uncle's about to say it. He's about, oh yeah, I get it. Like there has to be a level of
Okay,
like,
but like
you know,
a simple one like hard work and planning leads to prosperity. That it's for another generation. Maybe no. I feel like hard work does.
most people say that you're chatting because they'll be like,
I'm planning,
you-
so you just on vibes and just bang.
most people are.
'Cause I feel like it gets to a certain point where you can't maintain that. You actually need to plan.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
But again, because it's like, how do I say this? It's I feel like because that is very it's a very linear proverb. So it's like if you've been raised to understand that this and that equals this,
Yeah.
when they tell you that when you're low, it picks you up because you understand where that's
Yeah.
coming from.
Yeah.
If you tell someone who's been living a very free, quote unquote, like, you know,
But if they
and you tell them, oh, planning, da, 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 da.
if they grow up in your household, they won't be like that. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly. So
Yeah,
imagine
yeah.
that I'm saying, like when it comes to like family and pushing on legacy,
Yeah.
those kind of things work because they understand it, because they've seen it.
Yeah.
When you say, okay, maybe I don't know, when you're singing, make sure one foot is up, and they've seen that anytime you lift one foot up, it works for you.
Yeah.
They understand the effects of that one
that.
foot up.
Yeah, yeah.
If you tell anybody outside, they'll be like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
that makes no sense.
yeah.
So I'm saying that's why it always like when I heard that, it just kind of made me feel like, I don't know.
But at the same time, we're putting a lot of focus on like the success stories and like when it works, because I'm sure for the amount of times that you have your Isley brothers and then Alex Isley,
Yeah.
there are many others. I'm sure she's got cousins that cannot sing,
True.
but maybe they understand music, or maybe it will like manifest itself in a different way. But
I hear what you're saying though. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
because I think that's probably a way of like extending your legacy even further, in a sense, by it doesn't have to be directly related to your initial like craft or whatever, but there's like a through line still that will allow it to like branch into something else.
So basically, like almost like someone has to carry on. It doesn't have to be all of them, but at least
There has to be one person.
you know what I'm saying. Someone has to. Or not.
I don't know. I guess
No,
I
it
was
has
thinking
to
like
be one person.
it's
It would be sad if no one did.
Or it'll be
Yeah,
it'll be
but then
cousins or
it could
what I
could
mean?
manifest
Yeah.
itself in just a completely different way. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like
Like,
even skip a generation type thing.
no, but just like let's say,
Or you talk about like completely different forms, even rather than maybe
but there's
music.
still like the foundation is there, but maybe it just kind of twists into something else. So let's say like okay, yeah, let's say Alex Izzy has a brother who cannot sing, but like maybe he really appreciates like the beauty of music and the importance of the craft and skill, whatever, and maybe I don't know, that leads him to be a teacher or something. I don't know, or like for somebody else, it can be seeing, I don't know, the importance of like maintaining your voice, and then that can lead into like health, something to do with healthcare
Or
and
speaking up and
all that kind of stuff. And then there's like someone who
I like
looks
that.
at where
That
you can
makes
like
sense.
vocal
Yeah.
improvement and that kind of thing, and like
so
holistic
taking the
treatment for that.
principles, not necessarily the skill.
Yeah, because I think it might be, I don't say unrealistic, but there's no guarantee that every single person you want to pass this on to is gonna like be able to do the same thing.
Are we speaking about?
I
And
hear
a
it.
lot of the legacy we're speaking at the moment is tends to be career and monetary.
I mean, me personally, I'm
Yeah.
forgetting about the monetary part, just
Yeah.
because I know like some people can still do. Like I know a lot of people who might be singers, but they don't sing to make money, but they
Right.
understand the principles and how the
Yeah.
joy and it brings joy into like maybe I don't know family gatherings, blah blah, those kind of things, or church, whatever it is,
Yeah,
like
because
spirituality.
legacy as well could also be just how the person,
Yeah.
that how the personality of
Lives.
the.
Agreed.
You know, some families are mad bubbly and
Yeah, yeah,
it's got a
yeah,
good vibe,
yeah.
everyone's happy
Because they've got like a set of like
So I
this
mean,
is traditional
yeah.
rules.
So we
and-
play this game every Friday, or we have lunch together like this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, that's the kind of legacy I also want to pass on as well. I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, man. I don't know, but it's weird because it's like times always change. There's always a reason. Like, I remember it used to be like that typically we are the depressed teenager in their room all the time, and now it's like it's becoming more like the Gen Z TikTokers that just dance on every road that they're on. Like it's
They're still not happy, but yeah.
but it's still it's shifting
Just
though.
dancing the
Yeah,
pain
yeah.
away.
So it's shifting.
Nah, for real. Sweet darling.
Nah, they sweet. Nah, whatever you start enjoying that, you know.
Yeah.
But like, it's always gonna shift. Like, culture, society always changes. There are some values that always remain the same, but there's generally life, social, like economic environment will always change.
Yeah, yeah,
So you have to have some sort of legacy or value that would withstand time.
yeah.
How that happens, only God knows.
Like, only God knows. Yeah, nah, I hear
Cause
that.
boy,
I hear that. 'Cause
yeah, man,
Jesus Christ.
it's nuts. It's nuts. But this is a really like drastic turn. Yeah. Sk. But what do you think of Kendrick's performance
Which one?
on Glastonbury?
That's very funny.
'Cause-
Judge you, the judge Christ. What did he say?
The guys speak for women's rights.
Women's rights, yeah. This is gonna go so left.
Yeah, it's a really left, but I feel like it's a.
Hey, I told the boys, yeah.
you know
this
what's
is my
about-
last year being a Kendrick Lamar fan.
Really?
This is my last year. After this year, I've retired.
Because
That's
it ran
me,
on
I'm
a conversation about artwork and
Yeah.
like just how obviously it's not artwork, it's
Yeah.
more of a performance, but I still
Yeah.
include in the same light.
Same.
Yeah. So I just felt like this it went really left.
It's Kendrick though. Come on, man.
No, but it went really left.
The thing
No,
is,
not really. It's Kendrick.
if we're being very honest,
Yeah.
it was already
This
it
is-
already
this is
took a
bad.
left from the minute the album dropped.
Mm.
Now we're just going down the road of seeing it through.
Yeah.
And when I say like left, not that like he's
Like
been-
he went far with the
yeah,
album.
he
this year.
like already the subject matter and then certain features and then
Yeah.
the way he's addressed or tried to like, stand up for certain groups of people and that kind of thing. Like already
yeah.
it's messy. So like I kind of feel like this is just a continuation of that.
What did he do that was so mad though?
So I
That's
think
what
a
I
lot of
don't get.
people were annoyed about it may sound trivial, but like the blood aspect of it.
Oh, the Crown of Thorns.
Yeah, and just like the blood trickling down. Like I think so. A lot of people that might be very graphic imagery. It is graphic imagery.
Yeah,
if
okay.
you're being honest. Like,
Wait, that's literally why.
No,
I,
but
I,
it's-
I, I
it's-
thought it was because it was more like
there's some
you're,
aspects
you're,
of
sacrilegious.
you're basically like
How dare you talk
Yeah,
about
why-
because I think he
Yeah.
obviously
I
for
was gonna be
Christians
so rude, but I need to really hold
for
myself.
Christians they obviously Jesus is the Son of God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And a lot of other faiths will say that Jesus is a prophet, and obviously that's what he referenced Jesus as. So that's why Christians got angry because it was like,
Why? He spoke the truth.
no,
he-
but that's not the
This
truth.
is
He
why-
didn't say he was Jesus.
he didn't say
No,
he was.
he
but
said
it's-
Jesus was the greatest prophet.
No,
Yeah.
but he didn't say. He said, they judged Jesus. They judged me. Like he's
They're
saying
gonna
that, like,
judge you the
Everyone's
same
gonna
way,
judge
yeah.
the people are gonna
Yeah,
judge
yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
Who,
I see.
was like
So-
the highest of the
But I mean,
highest was
they
judged.
emphasize on the prophet aspects. Like Jesus is not a prophet; he's the Son of God.
But he's also a prophet.
In some faith,
In-
no, but the reason
Yeah.
why for Christians specifically, like it was
Yeah.
a thing, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's because of those two things, which I hear.
Yeah.
Wait, I still don't get. I can't even lie to you.
So okay, so for example, oh my, I can't be talking about religion. But anyway,
you
like
really? No,
no. But like for example, like the Islamic prophets. Or
Islam believes that Jesus is the prophet.
prophets,
Yes.
yes.
But he's only a prophet.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's not the son of God.
He's not.
But Christians wouldn't refer to Jesus as a prophet. That would even come into conversation. It's not even. Do you know what I mean? But I think with that whole conversation, I feel like I was chatting to my boy about it the other day, and I was like, it's interesting because I feel like a lot of celebrities and artists and creatives in general,
Yeah.
they have to live out their transformation and their walk on a public scale.
I wouldn't even say he's a Christian.
No, but I'm not even saying he might not even be a
Let
Christian,
him not
but
say
like
that.
even as artists in general, like another example, Ed Sheeran, for example.
Mhm.
Ed Sheeran had a
Oh,
time.
he's Christian.
Huh?
He's Christian.
No,
Oh,
forget.
okay.
I'm even
Boy,
talking about-
Muslim.
No, why did you say it like that?
No, I
but
mean, I wouldn't
to be
expect
honest,
it. That's what I'm
he was in a
saying.
gospel choir, so I wouldn't be surprised.
No,
But-
but then I was gonna say gospel choirs like can
Yeah.
be very much removed from Christianity.
I know some
that's-
gospel choirs that were not.
But-
That's why I said go.
Sorry.
But I'm saying in terms of like how people would live out their lives,
Mm.
like Ed Sheeran, for example, used to make a lot of like love songs. He still makes love songs,
Yeah, he
but
still does.
he makes a lot of like almost like, oh, I'm at a club or I'm with this girl.
He's been doing the
almost
same
like
thing. Yeah.
Fornicating.
Yeah, but then obviously once he got and you got married, his music has changed a little bit.
I hear
Same
that.
thing with Chance the Rapper. That was a funny one. Everyone's like, oh, he made an album for his wife. Yeah,
Justin Bieber, great example.
Justin Bieber. So naturally,
He still makes the same music though.
No, he doesn't. though.
No, or
I
everything.
my peaches out in Georgia. You think that's about?
Okay,
like,
No,
yeah,
no,
that's
yeah.
that's
But
true,
I'm,
that's
it's
true, that's true.
still
Come
in
on.
that same album. It's still some
Majority of
different
the
content.
songs were about him and how much he loves his wife, which is great. But you know,
Hey,
M-
can't,
you
can't
know,
blame a man
MLK.
for loving his
But
wife.
it's there. I feel like there needs to be a grace.
Yeah,
What?
okay, I personally found the backlash a bit annoying, just
what
because
sense?
I was like, I don't know. I might be bad because of just my current chapter of life, and I'm just But even even before that, I kind of felt like he was trying to make a point, and I don't know. Part of me was like, my guy had a crown of thorns on the album cover, so you weren't.
Yeah, like
mad
what were they
then?
expecting? I don't
Like,
understand.
that's-
Like,
So
were
when
you
when
not
he
mad
came out
then?
originally with the Crown of Thorns, I was like, yeah, brother, I've seen that thing before.
so that's what I'm saying. Why is everyone acting surprised now?
It's the graphic aspects of, and also the terminology.
So just call the blood.
basically, The blood. Is it because?
So man can't bleed
but
anymore.
I don't know, because part of me is like, surely it's a crown of thorns for goodness sake. Like,
Yeah.
if it's gonna be a crown of thorns, your head, you're gonna bleed. And also the whole idea of what was he trying to say about judgment and people passing on judgment if they can judge Christ, they can judge him. So I just thought you were maybe trying to make a very extra statement about just judgment and the effects of the judgment because now you're bleeding. So I didn't even see it specifically when he was bleeding. I just saw more they judge Jesus, they judge Christ, a stand up for women's rights. So when I saw that,
it was a bit nuts though. He just stormed the
but then
stage
again,
afterwards.
I
was
don't
like,
want to
right.
like.
Well, wait till
I
it
don't want
ends.
to invalidate people's feelings about that.
No, I
because
feel
obviously that's
like
religious imagery.
everyone has a right to be like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Yeah.
I disagree.
But
I disagree with.
I think
respectfully,
for
but,
me,
yeah, don't-
when I originally saw the album, my understanding of seeing the Crown of Thorns was just more so
Yeah.
just like, oh, he is not your. It's almost like
that's the thing.
yeah.
I can't lie. That's
But
like
I
that's
do-
the only part that made me annoyed.
I do
What-
have.
what-
I
what
do
made
have.
you
I
annoyed?
do have an issue. It's very weird because I feel like he's still putting himself in that position,
That is
and that's
exactly
where it
why
gets very
I
very
hate it.
weird. Because
Yeah.
with this album, the reason I liked it is because I just like the idea of somebody working out their mess in like real time, and I think it's just very authentic in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this day and age, everyone tries to present themselves as like
The final
fully
product.
polished and the
Yeah.
final product, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
and the idea of like him finally letting go of this mantle that he put on himself, because I can't remember what maybe he says it on, maybe it's actually on Savior, where he says can't even, like, something about Tupac, because
dead.
he
Yeah,
in
Tupac,
in
yeah.
previous
yourself.
projects he's constantly been comparing himself to Tupac, and also saying like how, especially Mortal Man, the poem at the end of To Pimp a Butterfly, when they're talking about the future and what they see, and the whole idea of like dead as rappers, it's our like dead homies basically speaking through us. So I think to see in this project he's finally like saying, okay, this is me. I was like, cool, okay, great. You finally let go of this complex that you kind of gave yourself, and this like mantle you gave yourself. But then by doing like certain tracks on the song, he knew that it could come from him. Like Auntie's Diaries, he knew that he's probably one of the only rappers that could make a song like that.
Yeah,
keep
there's a
the
handful of
language,
people who can only get away with
and
that.
I feel like he knew that he had enough like capital. I've said it before, like that he could maybe get away with it, or people would give him enough grace to maybe see the message.
You think he cared?
I feel like he did,
I don't feel like he's too.
but
I
it
think he does.
gets to a point like, obviously he made that whole performance, and like it was a really great performance, and then that bit at the end, I felt like he was like, okay, I have a huge platform, this is me, I need to make this statement, and he made that statement, and I feel like he knew the effect that it would have. But then again, if you don't see if you're saying you're not this thing,
Then you shouldn't even take that role.
yeah.
But I, like me personally, like the reason why even I was saying that this is the last Kendrick Lamar album is because I think I've seen the whole hero journey now. I've seen him come from nothing with Kendrick Lamar EP to overly dedicated, to seeing him like make it up. Like
you almost feel like his highest point now.
Not that it's his highest point, but this is like I'm using these words very vaguely, by the way, not necessarily literally, but like this is the death of the hero after the whole journey. Like people are literally killing him, like online and stuff, and everywhere.
Damn.
Because this is damn.
This
what you did
really
there.
this,
Yeah,
like,
this is it.
No, this adds like a lot of like layers to just the whole imagery of him on stage with blood.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, it adds a lot of layers.
No, this is literally this is the end.
It's giving me
That's
it's
mad.
giving me the Weeknd vibes. You know how the Weeknd
I'm
does
so done.
like.
How can you call? Yeah, I hear you.
Which
though.
I mean,
but
like the storyline of like.
yeah, like the whole artist.
Yeah,
'Cause-
like I pray to, like maybe this is just me having a fantasy of how this should play out, but I just pray this is his last album. I don't know
Right.
what I do not want to hear another Kendrick Lamar album again.
Okay.
I have enough. I have him when he was broke. I have him like when he grew his hair out. I have him being politically correct, and I have him being politically wrong. Like I have it all now. If I want to hate Kendrick Lamar and I want to be cheeky, I can go and listen to this album. If I want to listen to when everybody loved him, I can go and listen to Pimp a Butterfly. If I want to listen to him when no one knew him, I can go and listen to Section 80. Like I have everything. I do not need anything else. In terms of him doing all these extra things, I don't care anymore. That's him. Right now, I'm divorced from the idea of Kendrick Lamar as me as a fan, because I think I've gotten to that point where it's like, okay, anything he does now is not going to change what I have.
Of
Like,
him.
you know what I'm saying? Like anything from now on is just Kendrick Lamar the person, not Kendrick Lamar the artist for me. So now I can actually criticize him outside of the music.
Right.
What he did on stage wasn't necessary. It wasn't needed, personally, to me. But who am I to say this is Kendrick Lamar with millions of he can spend $3 million on a crown. I'm pretty sure he can put blood on it. That's up to him.
Even
Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I was gonna say even that for I don't. It's just it's complicated because as an artist, I can understand like you want to make certain statements too, but the things surrounding it just make it a lot more complicated. So it's hard to like isolate everything when so many things are laid. Like for example, the Tiffany crown, and when
Imagine.
it's like of all companies
Of all
as well,
companies,
I was
you
just
have
there, like
Tiffany
it's just
make you a
very,
crown.
I think that's why it went.
it's just very layered.
Because like now it's just like, bro, like okay, now your message is a bit tainted. I don't really know what you're trying to say to me anymore.
But no, he said exactly what he wanted to say.
I know,
He
but
said,
it
he
just-
said
it
he's
just-
not
it
your
just-
savior.
Yeah.
But it just feels like he's overdone it. Like he's just like I didn't see all of that.
Yeah,
But
then
like,
this,
maybe that's the point of it all.
Mm.
Is to say, I
Yeah.
can do all this. I don't care anymore. Like, you lot that have been trying to put this narrative on me as to how I should do it. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if you want that, go to Pimp a Butterfly, where I did it
Right.
exactly for you all. Now, this is for me. I choose me, I'm sorry. Bun you, man.
mad. Yeah, no, that I guess because like now even the whole Tiffany thing,
Yeah.
I guess he's then saying, who are you to now put that on me?
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Like this guy can go and spend 3 mil on the crown.
Which
Like he
is-
can do whatever he wants.
3 million
Which is very-
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I
he
mean,
didn't. Anyway, I can't say that was a partnership. I'm sure.
yeah, no.
But like,
it has to be. Come on.
it gets later because I guess it gets me thinking also like, in order to, I don't know, as an artist or like creative person, in order to kind of put a message out there. But I guess the more I think about it, the more he's proving the point of the project.
Yes.
So like, because even like women's rights, he's saying stand up for women's rights, but
Yeah.
then certain feature on the album.
It's exactly opposite.
So it's
to-
just very. I guess he's just really trying to. It all comes back. It's almost like it's a forward feedback loop. It's like
Yeah.
the more you add,
the
more
more
it pushes you back to the.
It says
the
go and listen to the
message
project.
of the album.
The project
And
is
then the more-
yeah.
It's true.
It's insane because it just gets larger and larger and yeah.
It's so unfair because I feel like he's putting himself in a place where now this is like the trump card. He can literally be like, yeah, but I told you, innit, that I don't care.
Anything
anymore.
goes.
But now,
Yeah,
now
it-
he said that the judge cries. God's
Like,
human.
you know what
now,
this
now
you know
it's
what
like
this reminds me
they're
of?
judging me now.
Yeah, like that I'm saying, like he's gone. This is what I'm saying. Like for me, like that, like let's say Damn and obviously To Pimp a Butterfly, so on and so forth. Those were the points where it was like, okay, these are the offerings to the people. But he's done so much now. He's like, hold on a minute. But I've done all of this, and I still feel a bit of emptiness. Why is that? It's because because let's be real.
myself.
Yeah, like every human being, and I'm not even like over exaggerating. Every single human being has a thought or an idea that the public will not agree with.
100%.
Like even us in this room, there's some things that
Yeah.
inside of us, if we say it out loud
Nah, it's
on
crazy.
these mic, everyone will just be like,
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that one
yeah.
right there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think he can afford to risk. I don't want to compare these two because they're completely different, but almost like a Caitlyn Jenner situation where they can afford to take a massive step out in the public eye.
Because of that,
if it's in a private light, that's different. But on the public level of being saying, okay, this is who I am.
Because of their status.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I don't care how you take it.
Yeah.
Not everyone
For,
has
yeah, for
access
good
to
or
that.
bad,
Yeah.
this is who I am. It's up to you. I don't care anymore. I've made my money. I can leave right now. I've made people millions. I've made myself millions. I have a family. I have children. I have a legacy. There's nothing you can do right now. Because, like, at this point, what can you do to, like, harm Kendrick Lamar? You can't say he's not a good rapper.
There's nothing.
You can't say he hasn't made hits. You can't say, oh, yeah, he doesn't have family. He's lonely. Like, there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So all the ammunition that the public would have had is gone. Now the only thing that we can use against him is public appearances, like saying, oh, maybe he's being blasphemous and this and that and that. And let's be real, Kendrick Lamar has been blasphemous since day. If you go through all his projects, he's been talking about how, like, we acting. This is the Kanye West effect. This is exactly the
I've been
Kanye West
thinking
effect.
about Kanye
I
throughout
did
this
you.
whole
So yeah,
conversation.
so even
Fam.
that I felt like it's the same when he called himself Jesus, for example.
Yeah.
Where that period of time, it's very interesting how. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's a grace period that artists need. I'm not saying we shouldn't call it. We should always
Yeah,
call
'cause
out what is wrong.
'cause-
However,
But is it wrong?
no, but for some people it is. Some people it's not. That's just like how life is. People are gonna disagree.
No,
with
as in
you.
like a person being authentically themselves.
No. It's not. It's not more so about
Inherently.
the message.
Yeah.
People, some Christians will see that and be absolutely like disgraced and just feel angry and whatever. For me, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I don't think what he did was right and I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
However, cool. That's how
It
he's
is what
trying
it
to
is.
express it, kind of thing. And maybe one day he might look back and be like, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. It is what it is. But it's like, I feel like everyone needs that grace period to grow. Unfortunately, when you come to a high status, you can't. Well, to be honest, you can't. Like we were talking, you can afford that level of I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. But I don't think they
you
care
can
about the
also afford
grace.
that level
Yeah.
of like privacy if you really.
If he
wanted
if he
to.
wanted
Yeah.
to, he didn't want. But I'm saying, like, I just
But,
feel like
yeah.
he doesn't want the pressure of having to be the perfect guy.
Mhm.
And that's why he's like, you know what? I need to
But
be honest with people
Why,
so that
why
they
does
actually...
why does he feel like people think he's the perfect guy?
No, but
Come on.
that's his whole.
Come on, that's his whole brand.
That's his whole brand and
That's
career.
literally his whole brand.
From times that
yeah.
people are using like one of your like largest songs is
To protest,
yeah.
like the genocide of black people in America. Come on,
Like if
man.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it reminds me of actually sorry, two things. I just wanted to say like the line sorry I couldn't save the world, my friend. I was too busy building my
World
again,
Again, yeah.
from my world again from
Yeah.
Mirrors in
Oh,
the,
yeah, actually,
the
it
last
might be
song.
mine again. Yeah.
But yeah, that last song basically like encapsulates the whole thing. Like he just doesn't want to save anything. But I also wanted to make a point to like So Solange and A Seat at the Table, it reminds me of stuff like that. So I think when artists have maybe shared or created work that has a part to almost seems to serve a higher purpose as a more than just themselves. It transcends self. It speaks on an issue. It encourages the people. It uplifts the people. Unfortunately, we put that person. It's pedestals. We put that person on this pedestal where they become the answers to things. I think there was a portion of like Solange's career where she became like the artist or the go-to person.
A seat at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she got her seat, I guess.
Yep.
Ironically, she was trying to make her own seat at the table, but as a result, she got seats on certain tables where she was given maybe a platform to speak on things, or people are now looking to her as the answer for certain things. Oh, you made a song called "Don't Touch My Hair." What do you think we should tell white people when they attempt to touch our hair?
Yep.
And you're, even though yes, you're thinking, okay, this is what I've done, and this is the music I made. This is how it's resonated with people. I'm sure also in the same breath you're thinking, damn, I was just really expressing myself and making this music, and all of a sudden, people have resonated it with it in such a way that like they expect me to be
Spokesperson.
this person. It's almost, it reminds me of Queen and Slim, and like the reason why, an element of why I like that film, even though I do not like the film that much, is the whole idea of like building figures. So these two really and truly had no idea
that
they were like this huge, like they served the purpose for
modern
the people.
day Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde, and like the idea that like for liberation and freedom and standing up to like police and stuff like that. But they themselves were just really running from police and trying to survive and make it another day. They were not thinking about, oh my gosh, we need to organize this movement. We got to see what's happening in this city. We got to radicalize. They were just thinking, nah, bro, let's just like drive to the end, to like the south, so that we can get a plane and fly the hell out of this country so we don't die. But like the people made them what they are. And I think that's the thing that happens with like Solange in that era of life. And then when she dropped When I Get Home, people are like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, like, wait, I
wanted more of that. But she's like, no, it's just an expression. And now I'm like evolving to the next thing. With Kendrick, he became that person. I think he fed into that as well, because I think there was a bit of guilt too about you've now made it out, the hood, and you're now looking at the music. Cause, I think he said it in an interview, I'm now looking at the people in my concerts,
and then
then think about the music and the people that have made it for, and they are not the people. There's a disconnect here. So how do you reconcile that? So you do feel like you have to do stuff in order to like help people back home and to uplift and all that kind of stuff. But then when it comes at the cost of yourself and you haven't actually addressed things, like my guy was saying that he was having sex with a lot of white women. Yeah, that's crazy. Especially when you're saying, I can't lie. Especially when you're saying like my ancestors are looking, and this is like a form of like retaliation. It's crazy.
Dr. Humor just pops up in my head.
I beg your pardon.
But like it shows like there's so much that we as people probably put on these artists and on these celebrities to like be these things for us, that they themselves haven't dealt with stuff. So how can we expect them to? It's like we forget. But then I guess
they're human beings, bruv.
But I guess like it should get us to maybe look at ourselves and ask ourselves, why do we kind of look for heroes and others when we should probably look at ourselves and see what we can do to like help or assist or change.
No one wants to fix their own problems.
It's
and
funny.
that's the thing. Heavy's the head that wears the crown.
Funny enough, Stormzy, which made that album, I was into Thames interview, Leading Vibe Radio on Apple Music. One of my recommendations.
Plug.
How you plug in? Like, you know what? Go on.
Nah, that podcast slaps.
Yeah.
But her and Stormzy and her manager were talking about it, and Stormzy was saying like, in this world there's like human celebrities and God. It's almost like she's like a human
like
celebrity
looking
God,
up to
rather than humans God, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So
like a lot of times people put all this pressure on them, and I'm like, like, so for example, if he wants to kick back and just watch Netflix for the night, it's almost like he has to still be out there promoting something or trying to fight a cause, and it's like,
but that's champagne problems right there, fam. I can't lie to you, because like you can't ask for it and be like, yo, I'm the greatest rapper in the world. The thing is, yo, I'm gonna make millions. I'm gonna make pounds.
We ask for it, but we make them that.
No, but the thing is, once upon a time, those same people who are trying to be like famous were also looking up to people to become like them, and they became like them. Like I'm pretty sure Stormzy was looking up to people, like whoever was big, and be like, "Yo, I want to be like them." But when you get there, you realize, hold on a minute, me that I was giving so much pressure to this celebrity to be like this. Turns out it's so much work. I don't know how I ever even put that expectation
that's why
on
he
them.
came off social media.
Yeah,
Because
that's fair.
it's that pressure. So I think now he's able to actually breathe more properly. So
Yeah.
Again,
I hear it from when
him
people
come
are
off
asking
social
me
media.
to come and
Not everybody's
this
built
or
for it,
to-
man. I can't lie to you.
or to come to this event or to help out with this situation. Oh,
Yeah,
It's crazy, but
not work.
now Stormzy, I think by the same time you have to realize Stormzy is so privileged.
yeah.
A lot of rappers, if they go on social media, they're cutting their income stream.
by 99%.
but again,
Yeah.
it comes back to this thing of like when you reach a certain level, you know that you can probably like
Yeah, like
bust
I'm
out.
like Stormzy
My
wouldn't have
guy-
done that in the
Ed
beginning.
Sheeran, Adele, Stormzy.
Yeah.
what's
Them
mad
man
is
can
like
just run that.
there's certain audiences that Stormzy could cut and he would still
He
blend.
doesn't have to be on Black Twitter, basically.
No,
No.
Stormzy doesn't have to be on Black
He's
Twitter.
No.
yeah.
And he'll still be fine.
Yeah,
like-
he'll be calm.
Because the people who buy his records are actually going out and buying records.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
not streaming.
Then they're
Like,
not
no,
doing
no.
one stream and then they're like,
I've got a vinyl from Stormzy.
see, oh, maybe you're
Got the
conservative in
same
it, so yeah.
or like Adele. It
Right.
wasn't her that said, "Why am I making music for TikTok? My music is for the mums and
Yep.
for the people that
She knows
get
her target
divorced,"
audience.
like,
fam.
and that those people bought albums.
Yeah.
That's the highest. I
mean,
think-
they work.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
When you're target
That-
audience,
that was
TikTok,
like, I
13-year-olds, they're not buying it.
It's true.
it's between that and Harry Styles'
As it was the whole
I
project.
need to really study
Harry's
his
house
rise
thingy.
to fame because Willem is a small boy from X Factor.
No,
And now he's.
no.
Harry's
He's-
been-
one, you're white already.
Yeah.
It's something. Two, you're in the largest boy band
And he's a
in
handsome
like
guy.
UK history. You're handsome too.
Yeah, I can
so like I
for
feel
the
like
gal though.
those three things already like solidified your foundation, and you just had to put out good music next.
Yeah, and he was doing that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
even the first project was really good as well.
Yeah, the one with the ball.
I still haven't
Like,
listened
no,
to
that
I'm
was the second one.
listening
The
to
first one,
it
like
still.
I think it's like he's like in a bathtub or something, but you only see like a shot of like his back
Oh, right.
in like some. You
have
know
to go
these
back.
shoots where people add like water, then they add milk or something,
Oh.
but it was like pink.
Oh,
It looked arty, didn't look that? Yeah, it
Yeah, that's very
just,
arty.
just very weird. But like, yeah, from it seems like a natural progression. It's words. It's his third album.
yeah.
but like he seemed to go. It's not poppy. It's more like you can tell he's gone more towards like being an artist rather than like a Liam Payne who's trying to be a
What about for the
Weird.
rest of One Direction?
Justin Timberlake adjacent.
Only God knows.
Zayn Malik did
What does he
very
do?
well for a
He just
bit.
vanished.
Then he vanished.
Yeah.
He did Icarus Falls. I think that went well. I think, but like he hasn't released anything since.
Yeah.
The other three.
Didn't one get married to someone, and then they got into a bit
maybe.
of a sticky situation?
Oh, I know Louis did like X
Louis-
Factor, Tom Wilson, something.
Yes,
So
yes,
He
yeah.
released a project,
Ah,
but
right.
like,
Like, media
yeah.
thing, yeah.
and then the-
But Harry was always the eclectic
yeah.
one. Let's be real.
And-
Out of the group.
and he had, I think he probably had like between him and Liam Payne,
Okay.
largest like
Yeah.
following.
Oh, yeah.
Jump
Like,
JLS.
individually.
So there's
Don't
this.
remember JLS.
Uh,
Come on, man.
There's one funny thing. Yeah, I don't know if you guys would relate here, but remember Aston
Yeah,
Marigold?
Marigold. Yep.
So the guy with the perm hair.
Yeah.
So for me, he was the leader of the group,
He
right?
was, basically.
But do you remember the other guy? He's got like his eyes are slightly bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was basically saying that he was the leader of.
Stop it.
Hey, look.
Stop
Everyone's allowed to
Stop
dream,
it.
bro.
Wait,
No, but-
Orisha.
Orishi, I said that.
Everybody's allowed to dream, bro.
No, but like when he said it, like he actually believed.
Burns.
But the thing is that maybe
No,
to him,
no,
No,
he
no,
didn't
but-
believe that.
no.
He
no,
was. He said that
no.
he's the leader of JLS.
And I'm really. God, give me.
And when he said that, I was like,
That's maybe from the
Merry
managerial
Christmas,
side, but like
yeah, maybe that. Maybe he
Oh,
put it
no,
together.
No,
There's
as
the
in-
whole situation,
no,
you know what I'm saying?
No, like I'm
no, but
so
he said
sorry.
he was the leader of the group.
I'm so sorry because if I do the maths, all I'm gonna say is look at all the album covers. Look at all the album.
We can just blame the designer for that.
No.
Maybe
Look
he
at-
was trying to do shadow
no.
boxing.
Look at the album covers and single covers, and then look at the music videos, and think about.
Oh no,
the
I
times.
believe you. I believe you.
Like-
you have to convince him though.
Huh?
Nah, it was
Yeah.
crazy, man.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm gonna look at the writing credits to see who contributed the most.
he
Maybe
might have
that's what's
written a
wrong.
lot of the songs. You never know.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but the last thing I want to say on like the whole Kendrick thing.
That's mad.
Yeah. The last thing I want to say about the Kendrick thing is that I think I was watching Westworld actually. Funny enough,
Still need to watch that.
yeah, the new season just came out. For anyone who's interested,
What's that on?
Sky.
No, wait, hold on.
No, Sky. Sky.
HBO.
Hey, man, I'm shuffling.
Yeah, Sky. Yeah, Sky. Yeah. From Nature God, fresh from Nature God.
Now TV.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was watching it on very legal platforms, and then
Yeah.
there was one thing that she said. The main character, I wouldn't say, but she said, art is a lie that tells the truth.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like,
Art is a lie that tells the truth.
I think I get
and
it.
I felt like, oh yeah, one of these kind of like mumbo jumbo lines, isn't it?
yeah.
But I really thought about it, especially in relation to the Kendrick thing, where it's like half of the time people have to put on like this larger than life
Persona
character
or,
and this perfect image
to tell the
to
truth.
tell the truth about society. Like
Yeah.
some people write stories about, I don't know, them being in like a gang and then something happens to them. They might have never been in one, but in order to tell a real situation, which most likely could have happened, they have to kind of put themselves in that situation.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that sometimes we need to not be too. We can't be that like gullible. We
Well,
need
take art so literally.
yeah, we need to think that art is meant to make us think.
Yeah.
Not.
That's what
Like-
art just brings conversation.
But I feel like sometimes we let it. We let our emotions
I was gonna say,
override.
I also feel like because we don't regard music as art in the way that we'll regard other things
Like
as
a
art.
movie or
like the
something.
levels are not the same. Maybe because I'll be honest, maybe it's because the output is so readily available and the barriers to entry are like lower. So I think because of the ease that we can listen, but also the ease of people like contributing, we probably just don't see it in that way because it's so like available to us.
Would you blame black music?
No, I'd blame everyone. Like
In
everyone
terms
has
of the honesty that is associated with music, where to the point where like when you say something, they expect it to be your real life.
Oof, this is loaded.
It depends
because
on the
I feel
genre
like
as well.
I was gonna say it depends on genre. I will only say like black music. I don't want to say yes because there might be other genres of music. There probably are other genres. There definitely are other genres of music for sure.
I'm just
that
thinking maybe
are
country music.
are BSing and.
Country,
Or you're definitely not
that's
living
real.
in your truth. Like
Country?
I'm thinking country music. You guys are just some of you I'm sure are pandering to audiences because you know your records will sell.
Oh,
but
so I thought them out telling the truth.
are
Yeah, I
you
can't lie. Them what I thought they were telling
Yeah.
the truth.
or
for the most
for
time.
example,
Country.
you know how like with some country songs there's like the thin line between like country and like Christian.
No, but we're talking about country, like
Yeah.
talking about people like
Okay, fair.
like I shot, blah blah, and got away with it.
Some people might be telling tales and stuff
Yeah.
as well, like just stories, like just make it sound believable.
Yeah.
And like if I think about rock music, maybe some people are
Nah,
telling stories
I
that.
believe that.
But again,
When they talk about I worship Satan, that you believe.
or when
that.
they're talking about
believe that, boy.
there was a girl when I took her around the corner,
Yeah,
did this crazy thing to
yeah,
her.
nah,
I
it's
I
all
feel like
lies, bro.
it could be
Fam,
borderline
you see,
similar to like rap.
see that Marilyn
Manson.
Manson's
But that could be an extreme.
Fam,
extreme
this
case.
brother said we have to say that it was fiction.
Oh,
I know.
that's
all
such a cop
I want to
out.
say is
No, that's
Such a cop out.
that's a specific case where my
Yeah.
guys. There's
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 always gonna
something
be
there.
outliers, man. There's always gonna be
Crazy,
one.
but
Okay.
there are
two,
definitely
one.
lies in various like, for example, like even songwriters they twist. You know.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
remember
you're
like
right. Yeah, true.
Beyonce has a song called Love Drought on Lemonade.
Mhm.
You're listening to it, you're thinking, wow, she's talking
She's going
about,
through it.
10 times out of 9, I know you're lying, but
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I know you're trying.
Wow, that's
But
kinda
you're
hard.
thinking that's
Yo.
a bar about a relationship. The songwriter, I think her name's Ingrid, was saying, oh, is this talking about me and the label and how I felt at the time, not a
That's
relationship.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So I feel like, there's degrees to like switching and lying because some people are talking about killing people. Other people are probably talking about how they like, had a one night stand or how
Yeah.
they did like.
It's different.
There's levels to it, but I feel
mhm,
like it's not just black music that has contributed to that. I feel like it's everywhere.
Everything.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's a lot of liars,
there is a lot of lies still.
but I feel a lot of people have contributed to that, which are probably
Thanks, guys, for tuning in to today's episode of Rule of Thirds. Feel free to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag Rule of Thirds Pod. And for more from us, follow us on Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod, or our personal accounts for myself, Burns JNR,
Mike at _ man like Mike.
And Jude at Kente Kwame.
Catch you guys in the next one.